Hi, we're here with Mr. Anil Wanvari. Sir, just before we started the camera on, you told me a host of things that you do and the huge conglomerate that you head. I would like you to please shed some light on that, please.
Well, I'm the founder and CEO of the IndianTelevision.com group. We are in the various verticals: publishing, which is journalism. We are into creating our own IPs. We produce the Indian Telly Awards. We produce the News Television Awards. We produce the New Talent Awards. We also do conferences and thought leadership get-togethers for the industry. Apart from that, we do third-party activations, right from Adobe to Hinduja Group. So we help them reach out to audiences. We work with Unity. We are working with a whole lot of other brands. If I continue saying the names, there are a lot of them. And then I also represent MIPCOM and MIPTV and ATF, the world's largest content markets for India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. I've been working with the Indian animation studios to help them export Indian animation live action studios to help them export their content globally. And we also syndicate and license content internationally. So there's a whole lot of stuff. So we work with actors, we work with directors, film editors, we work with every element of the value chain. That's Indian television. AnimationXpress, which is here, is actually the leading platform for the animation, visual effects, comics and gaming industry in India. And it's been around for 13 years. And it's been a wonderful journey running this event today, this get-together. It's not an event, actually. It's a platform called Spark Catalyst. It exactly stands for bridging content and investment. The challenge Indian animation studios faces, they are run by smaller, younger people who have ideas, who want to do, especially the startups, who want to get their ideas to fruition, and they don't know how to do it. So this platform was brought together to help them in one key element or two key elements. One is helping them get funding through investors, and secondly, possibly help them get mentored by a larger studio, who would then help them get their ideas to fruition or give them other work so that they can build their capabilities before they get on to getting the ideas to fruition. So this is basically a platform which is going to continue and growing and growing. The objective is my clear objective is to have enough Indian IPs like America has, like Europe has, like other countries in Asia have, which travel, which are a stamp of India, but which are being watched by the world's children. Our culture needs to really be spread. The way we live, I think we are one of the finest civilizations in the world. I believe that, and we have many, many great stories to tell, and those stories can help the world become a better place, because we are probably the oldest civilization in the world.
Excellent. I'm so excited to hear how you related our civilization to all of these things. Now, one thing that I'd like to pick up and which has caught my attention. You said you're going to first help investment for the smaller scale startups and then mentor them. Right? Now, is there a process that is already aligned, or you have any sense? Can you give us a sense of how this mentorship is going to take place?
So I've been mentoring at least about 3 companies in Mumbai. One of them is an animation studio. One of them is a live action series producer, one of the largest in the country. So I help them understand the process of licensing and syndicating the content. In most countries, only 30% of a show's fees come up front. The rest of it comes from either licensing, merchandising, or other activities. For instance, I'll just share a piece with you. The BBC does almost 400 million pounds in exports of its content. India, as a country, does a fraction of that. We do barely 125 or 130 million dollars. We have a long way to go as a country. So when I mentor these studios, when I guide them, I kind of tell them what to do, what not to do, and it helps them take the right direction. So I'm also mentoring an animation studio, which we've been fixing meetings for, telling them how to correct what they produce, a sizzle reel. And then we are actually going and representing them in different markets. So we represent close to about 5 studios when we travel to markets like MIPCOM, ATF. We also take catalogs and we represent it, and we sell it to other wannabe buyers in other countries, in various parts of the world. And we sold documentaries, we sold some animation shows. So it's been a very, very satisfying journey. I'll tell you what gives me satisfaction. Looking at that, of course we get the money, but looking at that creator's smile when his product finds a buyer, that gives the maximum satisfaction. The money is the icing.
Yeah, I know. Money becomes a byproduct, and also I think the beat of, as you rightly said, the satisfaction. that beats the money hands down anyway, right? Okay. The other thing is now India Joy is the event that we're all experiencing, right, or being a part of now. So how do you see this India Joy moving forward? Now, I'm sure you have some vision in your mind, okay, when you come here. How do you envisage this in terms of where do you think this collaboration of AnimationXpress and all the other companies is going to come together, and what do you think will emerge out of it, let's say 2 or 3 years down the line?
See, I'd like to compliment the Tavaga core committee which put together India Joy, and also the principal secretary, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan. I think you all have done a phenomenal job. I'm sure there'll be lots of learnings you all will take away from this in terms of organization, in terms of planning. But putting it together is a massive exercise. What I've seen, I mean, hats off to each one of the members, who's Ravi, to Sridhar, to Rajiv, and to the entire team. So we expect the collaboration to further strengthen. With a lot more planning, we can bring in a lot more studios in advance. There'll be a lot more believability about India Joy. There needs to be a lot more messaging going out, a lot more strong marketing happening about this platform which they're creating, which is the largest media and entertainment platform. And we are very, very open. And there should be monetizable steps for us, because everything is, yes, we can do a lot of CSR, but at the end of the day, that should be monetized by us in some way or the other. We are very grateful that we had this wonderful animation studio and investor meet today. We had a lovely conversation with Ketan Mehta, where he talked about his journey and the pain he went through, and he didn't call it pain, he called it enjoyment, he called it an adventure. Yeah, he called it. He loved the journey that he's had with Cosmos Maya. We also spoke to the T-Hub CEO, Srini, and he spoke about what his startup ecosystem is offering to startups. We had another lovely conversation with Zaran Bhagwagar. He's a venture capitalist from Antil, and he spoke about the do's and don'ts of that studios have to follow if they have to attract investment. So that was a very enlightening conversations we had, and then we've been having meetings the entire day between investors and studios. So we thank a lot of people who've helped us to make this happen. We thank the investors who've come in, the studios who've come in. For us, we believe that we really are bridging the gap that lies between content and investment. And going forward, it can only become larger and larger with proper planning and with a lot more advanced marketing and a lot of collaboration between all of them, between IGDC is there, IGX is there. I think we all put it together at a very short notice.
But I think despite that, we've put on a fairly decent show, right?
It's not a decent show. I think it's a phenomenal effort that has come together, because I understand it's a first effort. It requires a lot of blood, sweat, and tears from entrepreneurs who are running their own businesses to find time to put it together. Absolutely. I mean, and everyone's responded very well, and I'm grateful to the India Joy and the Tavaga Co-Committee for partnering with us. And I think this can only scale up from here with a lot more investors, with a lot more speed dating meetings. I'd like to see a lot more investment being poured into animation, visual effects, comics, and gaming, which the Telangana government is doing very well indeed. So looking forward to coming here next year, and wish India Joy team all the best.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so. Yeah, very much. But yes, I wanted to take your perspective of how you felt the experience and all of that. So I think we've done, as you rightly said, we've done way beyond anybody would have expected. As you rightly said, a lot of people, who are so extremely busy in their daily schedules, already contributing so immensely in their professional sphere. But for them to come out and, spare.
For instance, I came in yesterday morning. I flew in very early. And we've been putting this together. My team has been chasing all the investors, getting them on board, because even they're trying to understand what India Joy is. They don't understand it right now, but next year they're going to be very excited about.
As a maiden project, this seems to be it's a wonderful work done, right?
To Singapore tonight. I barely slept, but I'm happy that I came here. Sleepless though I am, I'm very happy I came. And my team is very happy, my entire team at AnimationXpress. So thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, lovely talking to you. Thank you very much.